All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 1070 on this beautiful Thursday evening. It's on the cusp of the first night of spring, first day of spring tomorrow, isn't it?
It's today.
It's today. I thought it was on the 21st. Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Spring equinox was today.
Is that your Apple calendar? Told you that?
It's every calendar.
Are you sure? Anyways, I thought it was the 21st, honestly. I don't know why I thought it was the 21st. Oh, well, it is the first day of spring. Welcome to spring. We're springing right into it. We're getting these pass notices. My name is Andy, who apparently doesn't have a calendar, but it's all right. It's all right. We're still here, but you're not here for my lack of calendars. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, Series 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know so that way you too can get a pass notice.
Yes.
It is good to see all of you here, even some old friends, some new people. It is good to see all of you on here. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hey, what's up, Trinidad? Anyways, it's good to see Jocelyn. All right, everybody. Let's have a good night. Let's go. We're gonna do some content. We're gonna do a little bit of technique. We're gonna do a little bit of content. Brandy's gonna put up 6 different questions. We call it the Serious Six. We got 6 questions, 6 different exams, and 6 answers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brandy, I was looking on all of our different messagings that we do, all the different things that we're on. So there's some people they go, Brandy, I was doing your 10 question quiz like you suggested. I was doing the techniques. I'm scoring like 40s on some of them, 20s, 30s, 60s. It's not as easy as I thought.
You really have to know how to let it go.
I tried to do it with no content, just like you did, Brandy.
Yeah.
I want to say this. It's a lot like Kenny Rogers' song. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. No, seriously, guys, when you look at these questions, you really got to know when you can apply which technique. And the best way to learn how to do that is in our page. Brandy goes over this in great detail. Like we're going to talk about, we're going to do that tomorrow. And we do this on the free. We do the techniques, we do the keywords, we do the content and the techniques, all that great stuff, right? And you guys are watching how we break down these questions, and you're like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And Brandy, quite honestly, she goes through these Q banks. We don't you just use one, we use different ones all the time. And when she does it, she picks usually the ones that just come up first.
Yeah, it's not very often that I'm skipping questions.
Yeah, usually the only thing she skips is maybe Roman numeral number questions, and a lot of times the reason why we do that is one, this is the free, and sometimes those take a little bit longer, and they kind of like lag, and for me, I think it's too much at night. People are just like rocking to sleep to the Roman numeral questions, so I like to keep it fast paced and keep it moving. But other than that, Brandy just applies what she sees. You know what I mean? And guys, it's something you do by practicing. It's something you have to learn by doing
Or unlearn.
or unlearn. And a lot of times it's really hard for people to let go because they don't want to know that's the answer just based on like the other night. What's the largest SRO? Turns out the one that has the most letters in its acronym, FINRA. If you count the letters in their acronym, they have the largest. Turns out they are the largest SRO.
Yes.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
As easy as counting the letters. And people are like, whoa, I did
Yeah.
not know that. Guys, it's just like going, but here's the thing, a lot of you would have been scared to push FINRA because you were like, oh, I mean, that can't be that easy. Let me think about it. Let me go back to my content. Let me flip through my notes. I think I remember it on this thing I did, guys. And then guess what? You picked the wrong one because you way overthought it. You way overdo it. And you just think yourself right into wrong answers all the time. Have you ever done that where you just clicked on something but you in your head, you were like, I know the answer is A, and I know it's A, but it can't be that easy. Let me look at it again. And you go read the question, then you go read the answers again, and then you go and push C just because you were afraid to hit that A because it couldn't have been your gut feeling. It couldn't have been that easy. And then boom, you got it wrong. And then you'd say what afterwards? Well, we say dang it on here, but we know you have other words that you use. We just try to keep it PG. But, you know, I'm just saying we have words, right? We say it and we loud and we sometimes we pound our fist onto the desk, or the table or wherever we're at, or shake it in the air. But guys, it's going to take time to learn what we teach you on here, and we give you a little snippet of what you can learn with our program. But if you can, and if you are able and you do use the free, and you're able to do that, that's great too. But I don't want you to get discouraged because you're like, you're watching Kobe Bryant over here just shooting shots up there like it was just meant to go in the basket, and you're like, well, when I do it, it just falls everywhere and it doesn't even come close. I'm constantly not making that shot. Guys, it takes time. This is a skill set. It's a mind frame. It's a mindset in order to do that, but it's easily learned. But it takes humbleness to learn a new skill set. And a lot of times we let our pride, we let our ego get in the way of learning new skill set. We go, well, maybe it's not for me. And then you go and revert to the default, go the long way around instead of just trying to figure out a new skill set, make life easier for you so you can pass multiple exams. And that's what we're really trying to do here is pass multiple exams, not just one exam. Because the game to get fully licensed in securities, it's multiple exams. If you were in Primerica, y'all need to pass the SIE, the 6 and the 63 to do securities business. That's minimal 3. You want to have your own office, you got to go get the 26. That's 4 exams. You want to go on Instagram and call yourself a financial advising rep? We're up to what, 5? And if you're going to go off and go get your MLO, 6. So, as I say all the time, does it serve you well to learn a system that can help you pass multiple exams? Or are you just going to do it the same old way because it's your default and go the long way and then wonder why it takes you so long to get through these exams? It's doable. I'm just saying, it's a longer way around. Some people like to use go ahead.
We are being efficient.
Yeah. That could be controversial. You got to be careful with that word these days.
No, this is what we talked about.
Oh, okay. I'm like, whew, Brandy, don't get us canceled.
No. That's what we talked about in the 65.
Oh man, you can't just throw that word efficiency around right now. That's a hot topic, baby. You don't want to use that one.
Oh yeah, there's that.
You gotta know.
No, sorry, guys. It's a 65 term. Series 65 term.
I was about ready to say goodnight. Good night, Brandy. Brandy did it.
Series 65 term. Sorry.
Address your emails to Brandy at
Nope.
KonaButterflyz at gmail.com. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, everybody, let's get to it. Let's get into it. If you haven't learned this program, if you want to learn more on how to do it, tomorrow's the best day because Brandy is going to be doing that in the exam mastery sessions that we do on Fridays. We also do them on Mondays, and we do record them. So if you can't be there, those do go out, and you can learn how to work those exams. I'm sorry if that was loud. Go ahead.
I don't know where you left off, but yes, I do exam masteries on Mondays and Fridays. On Mondays, we teach the details, and on Fridays, we are in a live quiz working them out.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I know how to.
Gotta clear the throat, I didn't want to do it in the microphone.
I appreciate it.
All right, everybody. So yeah, we have the exam masteries. We got those live sessions that help you along with the content that's available, and you can do those content classes at any time, anywhere. So if you're in Hawaii, shout out to Hawaii, or if you're in Ohio. Yeah, we got some people in Ohio. If you're in Florida, we got a Florida man on right now.
Yes.
We got people in Connecticut. We got people in New York. We got people in Jersey. We got people all over the place. Yep. California, of course, Alaska. We're in all the states. Guess what? Content can be done at any time.
That's true.
That way you can go to work. You can go run your business. You can do all the things you need to do. The content is there. We got audios. We got videos The audios play on Spotify. So if you got a Spotify account or you don't, you can go get a free Spotify account and play it through the Spotify. You can get us on KonaButterflyz. You just got to connect your membership to it. And you also got small group tutoring. We got one-on-one tutoring. We got all kinds of great stuff to help you get through this journey so you don't have to do it alone.
Yep.
That's the main thing. We like to be accessible. So scan the QR code, hit the links. We also got books for sale, the SIE, the 6, 63, and 65, and also a little something for the 26. We got videos that are interactive if you are a member for the SIE and the 65 that play inside that book if you leave it in ebook form. And yeah, guys, and you don't have to be a member to get that book, by the way. You can print it out too. So if you studied in the 1900s like we did, you know, that old school way with paper, and you love your Cheeto stains and coffee rings all over your paper and your highlighters, guess what? You can still do that too. You can print it out. You don't have to leave it on your, you know, your e-reader,
Your device.
your device. You know, for some of us that studied in the 1900s, it's just not the same to have it on a device. You know what I mean? It's like you got to have that paper. Brandy loves writing all over it.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Love paper.
Sticking sticky notes all over the pages.
So colorful.
Yeah. Just everywhere. Kona community on the Discord. So if you need help throughout the weekend, and then we got a weekend coming up, we don't do the Studying Brew on Friday nights because people have stuff going on, to be honest. And we have that Discord so that way you guys can get help and whatever you're doing and wherever you're at, you guys can get help on there. And you can always message Brandy. So if we have a canceled class or something's not happening, you can go on there and get help over there. Scan the QR code, hit the links, check out our Instagram. We got the Kona Hall of Fame over there. Tomorrow's schedule, we've got study hall and we have Kona exam mastery. I should have told Brandy to put in the new schedule because it is spring. So if you want to put in that new slide, that new schedule slide that I have made, we should do that because this is the last week with the schedule. Friday is changing up, but this Friday we are going to have the study hall. We are going to have the Kona mastery right after it. And then next Monday, we are starting the new spring schedule. And so a lot of things are going to be changing up. We're going to throw that up on there. Basically, we're moving stuff around on Mondays and Fridays, and we're not going to have day sessions on Wednesdays. That's what it looks like it's going to be.
Yes.
Yeah. So I should have told you this earlier.
I
just, you know, one of those things. It's live. We're married, guys. You guys, you know how it is when you're married. I told you you should have. I told you. You know, I said it. I didn't know how to tell you. Yeah, one of those things. Everybody goes through. Everybody's laughing that's married. They're like, "That's my life. That's my life." That's what every married couple is saying. They're like, "Dude, I'm living it out right now." See what happens? And he didn't tell her.
He did not.
He didn't say anything. It's like she's over here putting questions together. So yeah, so we have the new schedule. Check out this weekend. We will have this go out to everybody, so that way you can get that brand new live schedule. That and this will be able to, you can print it out. So you guys can print this out, and I might drop it in the chat. So if you guys want to get a head start on everybody, and you guys can go ahead and print that out this tonight, I'll drop that in the chat as a PDF, and then whoever's on right now can go ahead and print out that new live schedule. As you can see, we do have nothing on Wednesday except the Studying Brew, which I was told that we might not be able to do either, but we'll find out. Please stay tuned. But we got all kinds of great stuff going on. All right. So there you go. That's the new schedule, and we will start that on Monday. Spring, because spring is here, as Brandy told us at the beginning.
Spring.
All right, let's get into the Serious Six. Let's get some 6 questions going. I think that's all that I have for a little bit of some notes on what do they call that? Programming notes? Programming update?
Yeah.
All right, Serious 6, the Studying Brew. We are doing some little bit of content. We're going to do some techniques. We're going to have strategies for 6 different exams. Brandy's going to get into 6 different questions. She's going to show you how to answer these things with that little bit of content, little bit of technique. Guys, that's how you should apply this to every question that you go at. It doesn't matter if it's on here or on your exam. You should always go at it with a little bit of content, little bit of technique, little bit of content, little bit of technique. If you're going more content, if you're going deep with the content, a lot of times that leads to confusion. A lot of time that leads to, I don't know what the answer is. A lot of times that leads you to the wrong answer more than the right.
Correct.
So watch how Brandy breaks this down tonight. Look how she observes, how she looks at the stuff. She's going to tell you guys some stuff. Write it down, make some notes, then apply it. Don't just zone out and wait for her to pull her magic tricks. Actually, write down what the magician is telling you how the trick is done. So that way you too can go and do that same thing when you're doing your quizzes and in your exam.
Yes.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Do it. Okay. So I like to not read. I just like to look. So an issuer to
That's
put
what a lot of people are saying right now. I don't like to read either, Brandy. I just like to look.
a bond holder to put back, put a bond back, a bond holder to put a bond back, a bond holder to hold. So these two are similar because of the put a bond back.
I
Okay.
see that.
Then I'm going to go further and it says to the issuer for redemption that benefit the issuer, that benefit the bond.
So we're down to I say we're down to 50% here because
Yeah.
I think it's going to be either B or C at this point.
Yes.
See all the similarities between the two answers just by reading it. Do you guys see that on a basic level? When you have those that many similarities between two answers, not all the time. So don't go be like, well, I did that. Look, nothing is 100%, but a lot of times more than not, it is going to be one of those two answers.
Yeah. Now, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Why in the world would I want to buy something and it benefit not me?
Never. I know there's a lot of people going, well, I love to save the world. Well, that's you, but I'm just saying on a business situation here, when we're trying to make money in a world of money,
Yeah.
I'm going to buy things that benefit me.
Right. And this says a put feature attached to a bond allows. So again, it goes down to if I'm putting a feature, if I'm buying a something with an extra feature, it better benefit me. Does that make sense? So that's why the answer is C. Because
There
it's
you go.
benefiting me. That's why. Just benefit.
Look, guys, that was just a little taste of content. Do you see that? That was just a little bit of content. It wasn't a lot there. Mainly, that was just tapping into your common sense and thinking about it.
Yeah.
What is the question saying and what is the answer saying?
Feature, benefit.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, this one is a little content, but this is like on every exam, so I thought we should bring it up.
By the way, if you're brand new and you're like, why does she look at answers first? Is it to aggravate us?
Yes.
No.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, well, maybe for her, but no, it's not. It's when you look at the answers, a lot of times it'll help you read the question with intent. You're not lost. You know exactly what you're reading that question for.
Yes. Exactly. And that's what laundry, right?
Laundering.
Yeah. Okay. So these are money laundering. Okay.
Yes.
And you do have to know the three aspects to money laundering. It's on, again, it's on every exam. Okay. And we have to place it. Okay.
Is that the most easily detected?
Yes. Why, yes, it is.
I learned that from Breaking Bad, just so you guys know.
Easy to get caught. Okay. And then two, so first we place it, and then we're going to fold it in, or we're going to layer it in. Okay. And then we're going to integrate it. That makes sense, right? I'm going to put it in the washer. I'm going to layer it in with all of the other clothes, and then I'm going to integrate it into the basket.
It's almost like you're describing laundry.
Wow. Yes. Right. And in the chat, Eric put PLI to help you remember PLI. Okay. So but we can take off D because that's not one of the words, right?
Oh,
I don't know what the question is yet.
right.
I'm just going, I see these words. I know that's money laundering, placement, layering, integrate. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Boom. The first stage. First stage, placement. Now, some of you might be like, Brandy, that was so much work. Why didn't you just look at the question? Because I am tapping into my associations. I'm tapping in to my, I'm going to do my thinking on paper. I'm gonna PLI it, and then I'm gonna, because what if the question would have asked you what your second stage is? What if it would have asked you what the third stage is?
That's a good point. And look, and then sometimes we get these questions and we're already at the brink of delusion of boredom and tiresome looking at all these questions anyway. And then it hits you with this one and you don't know what place you're at. You like it's like a bookmarker almost. So that way you can know what page you're on.
Exactly.
Except this page is in your brain,
Yeah. Oh,
you know, amongst all the other things. Did I water the kids? Did I feed the grass? You know, exactly my point. You're already confused.
okay, guys. Fun fact: Andy did not know that I put a 1, 2, 3, 4 question.
I did not know that, but usually you do skip it.
I do usually, but this one was so
Too good.
small.
Oh.
Look at your answer choices. Now, look, the FINRA tests do not have 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. The SIE, the 6, maybe the 7, because that's a bigger test. The 26, no 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. But the 63, 65, and 66 has 1, 2, 3, 4, the Roman numerals. Okay. So we do unfortunately have to deal with them. Plus, they are in every question bank for every exam. So I look at my answer choices first, still 2. I'm picking 2, right? And this is because people ask us all the time, how do you do these, right?
How do you do it?
How do you keep track? How do you not answer the opposite one? Write it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to look at the question. Super simple, right? Cumulative, non-cumulative, allow, no provision, right? So let's go look at the rest of the question. The question says straight preferred. Now, I always think of when I see straight preferred, just straight up, just
I think
nothing fancy.
I think of first class or not first class, but I think of a direct flight to when you're taking a trip somewhere. Like there's no stops, there's nothing. It's just directly to that place.
Straight up. Pour my whiskey straight up.
No ice,
No ice. Okay.
no water,
So if I'm going by nothing fancy,
no cinnamon in it.
one says non-cumulative. That's saying there's nothing fancy. So yes, no. So yes, no. So now I know I just have to look in 3 and 4, right? So now I'm going to switch over to 3 and 4. It says allow for missed dividends. That seems fancy. Have no provision. That sounds cool. No 3, circle the 4, circle the 4, boom, done. That's it.
I know you did a whiskey thing right there.
Because that's all I can think of.
No, it's fine. I think it works because if you think about non-cumulative, I was thinking no cubes, like no ice,
No ice.
no cubes of ice, no cumulative. I'm just like connecting, guys. Sometimes we take it out of securities and we relate it to things we're more comfortable with, so we remember it. You might not know that because you're not a drinker, and you can make up your own thing that goes with it.
Yep.
But see how the N and the C and the U is, that's how I'll remember cubes straight up, non-cubitive, nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. There you go.
So don't put your pinky out when you have straight preferred shares.
No pinky out?
Yeah. You guys remember the SpongeBob episode? No.
No.
All right.
We all know pinky's out though.
Okay. So I have, okay, so this one I thought was interesting. So entering orders, acting as an agent, executing securities, effecting transactions, effecting a transaction. Okay. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't sound like nothing's coming to mind. So I went a little further in and it says for the purchase of sales, purpose of creating a false or misleading. That's not good.
Mm-mm.
Acting as an agent for the buyer and seller on the same transaction. Well, real estate agents do that sometimes.
They do that sometimes.
You just have to disclose it, but
right.
I guess that's okay, right? For real estate
agents. Not only the buyer, but I am the seller.
Yes. By the way, Michelle knew that episode. Executing securities off the books.
That's bad.
Without written consent.
Off the books, no written consent.
Come on.
That's like saying you're a doctor after you watch some YouTube videos.
Yeah, can't do that. And then
can you believe the deal I got?
And then effecting a transaction in security that involves no change in beneficial ownership. What are you doing then?
Right.
Right? Then what are you doing? So that's a sad face. So that means that B is the answer. Oh, wait. Sorry.
Look at that confusing question. That's why you look at answers first.
Yes.
Look how much easier it was to get through that question and not second guess it when you went through the answers already.
Yeah.
That's the main thing you're fighting against a lot of times is you're fighting against second guessing and getting lost in the question because by the time you read through that question and looking through the answers, you don't even know what you're reading, and then you're going back and doing it like 3 or 4 times.
And as Diana pointed out, and I didn't see, but see it now, it is the only answer that has an and in it.
We know how you feel about ands.
And.
You can't get Andy or Brandy without an and.
No, you can't. Mm-hmm. That's why it's okay.
B has an and.
No, but this one has a number.
Oh, numbers outweigh the ands.
Yeah, it
Should we
does.
do this anyway?
What, the question?
Yeah, because you just said C is the answer.
Oh yeah. According to the Uniform Securities Act, when does the voluntary withdrawal of a broker dealer registration become effective? It says 30 days after receipt of the withdrawal or when the state deems it appropriate. Okay.
Why did we pick that? Because it has a number in it.
As a number.
That's straight technique.
Yeah.
The only answer with a number. By the way, there's a difference between when you see numbers that are actually numbers and then when they write the number out.
Huge difference.
When they spell 30-day, it's not the same. It's not the same thing.
By the way, this person wants to voluntarily withdraw their registration. They're like, bro, I don't want to be a broker dealer anymore. I want to
Right.
close up shop. Why would we have to wait a whole year?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about when there's two answers with numbers? Then we can't use that technique. That's a great question, by the way.
Yeah. So if you have that in there, guess what? That technique's not going to work.
The technique is only if one or three have a number. So if a one or all or three of them have a number, you either pick that one or the one with no number. That's just it just seems I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't, but I'm not gonna fight it because it works a lot of the time.
Especially if you have no idea what this is.
Yeah, if you have no guys, look. If you have nowhere to go, if you're literally going to have to look at a question and guess because you've never seen it or you don't remember,
or you're running out of time,
or you're running out of time,
shouldn't eat that burrito off the side of the road.
Go with the technique. Go with the technique because you most of the time it's right.
Got some bad poi out of the back of a trunk of a car. That's from my Hawaiian people. I like to recognize that they're here.
We did learn that on the 65 today. Go with
bad poi.
No, go with the technique. Yeah. So yeah, if there's three answers with a number, go with the one without the number. All right. Diana's just going to pick D.
Yeah.
Because it's just sharp. It has an apostrophe, right? But I did do this. I went random, dividend discount, modern, and whoever sharp is. And I say whoever sharp is because it's got the E in it, right? So it's not like a sharp.
Not Sharpie.
Yeah. And then, okay, the question says, which theory argues that future securities price movements are independent of historic? Look at, I just went like this. I only saw these words right here. It's independent. That has to be random. If you're independent of historical movements, you're random. You're not, that has nothing to do with dividend discounts, has nothing to do with modern, has nothing to do with Mr. Sharp over here. It has everything to do with you're independent of historical price movements, then you're random.
You're independent of all of that. You're like, I see all the regular patterns, but I'm not that.
Bro, this means that you walk your own walk.
You don't follow the regular patterns. That means you're random. It is almost it is the definition of random.
There's no trend that can follow you. You make your own trend.
Bam, trendsetter. Random.
Oh, that was it.
We did
Oh,
it. We're having so much fun.
sad.
We did it. We made it.
Over. Uh,
By the way, I was told there's no such thing as bad poi. I'm just saying if it's served out of the back of a trunk, no refrigeration, has a little smell, maybe might be the case. We'll talk about it after the brew.
all right.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate all of you for being here all the way from the Hawaiian Islands, Hawaii, right? I should say it right.
Hawaii.
Hawaii, and all the way to the East Coast, Ohio, all the way out there for Florida. You all are amazing for being on here. Utah in the house as well, Chicago. Yep, California. You guys are all amazing. Thank you all for being here. Oregon, of course. How can I forget the Evergreen? You guys are all the best. Uh, as you're going through this weekend, make sure to go grab yourself a quiz. Make sure to stay consistent. Most people on here right now, most people studying, I'm going to tell you right now, the problem is not you learning this stuff. The problem is not you guys going through these questions. The problem is not the ability to retain it. The problem is not your age. The problem is not your kids. The problem is not because your husband's lazy and he won't pick up after himself and you have to now go clean, or the opposite. But I won't say that out loud because I'll get shot. I'm just saying.
It's Women's History Month still.
Exactly. I can't say anything negative about women. Uh, all I'm saying is it's none of that. Most of you, 99.9% of everybody's problem why they don't get this thing done is they have a weekend problem. All life that is all things that are important, all goals are put outside, and it's only a Monday, Friday thing. And guess what happens when you take the weekend off? You fall backwards, you don't get it done, you get pushed back 3 to 4 days, and the next thing you know, you're in a hurry, you're cramming because your test is up there and you didn't take it serious that entire time. Don't have a weekend problem. If people are in infiltrating your weekend study, you got to just tell them no. I'm busy. No, I'm busy. It's okay to say you're busy and you can't do that one thing because you have to study. It is just as important. And if you can't do that, then get your butt up early in the morning, make it happen before the day happens, you make it happen. So that way you have the rest of that day to do whatever you need to do and go maybe have some good poi. Or as we just learned tonight, there is no such thing. So I guess it's all good. Main thing is that you have it all open to go do what you need to do, and that studying's already done. All right, everybody. We will be back Monday for the Studying Brew. We have member sessions tomorrow, but none of that can happen unless you stay safe out there. Wash your hands, don't touch your face, don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep the positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you all so much for being on. We so super appreciate you. Make sure you get your quizzes done this weekend. We will see you guys next time. Have a great one.